So it just finished raining super hard. Wonder if any water went into that tank. Yeah, there's water in there, but I think that's just from raining. Didn't come through the ground yet. And there's no shingles on the roof yet, but I have that Rhino liner stuff on it, or the Rhino roofing material. And that's pretty good stuff. It's been saving things for a while. And I taped it off a bit, but shit. I guess it's not that protective. Because it got wet, damn it. Could that be because I had the window open? No. Don't think it's because I had the window open. Crap. Well, the sun is out, so it's done raining. So that's not too bad. And a little bit of water came in through the basement. There's through the penetrations there, even though I taped them over. Luckily the sun came out and it's not raining anymore. It only rained for about 3-4 hours. A little bit of a piss off, but it was very nice and dry in here. And I thought for sure I had it taped where it wasn't going to leak too much in here, but it rained pretty hard. It was raining very hard. So I guess that's not too bad. And what I'd really like to see is when I come back, that tank to be filled right up. Well, not filled right up, to be full of water, like, you know, a foot of water or something in there from the weeping towel. And I know the weeping towel is working. And we'll get some lunch and then come back and continue framing.
Racism, enduring racism, foundational racism, use your favorite term. Now all of a sudden,
okay. Okay, I went to get some fuel and it's raining again. So I'm gonna go look in the house and see how it's, see if I can do anything to mitigate the drips. Don't see any water coming out of the weeping towel yet. Damn it. Damn it. Yeah, damn it. Gotta get the vacuum here. It's leaking from the joint there. I gotta get up there and tape off some more areas, but it's just it's just a temporary patch until I get the roof on. I'm hoping I got all my wood getting wet. I'm hoping I can get the framing all up and then I can start working on the roof while waiting for the inspector. That's the plan anyway, but I guess what was I expecting? I thought it would stay dry, but it was dry the last 2 weeks. I should have expected it to be raining anytime soon here. And yeah. All that freshly graded dirt is a little bit mushy now. But Smart Car's pretty good. I used to drive this thing around and get soaking wet, till finally one day I got wise and I screwed some sheet metal on the roof. And now I can drive it in the rain without getting soaking wet. Not too bad at all. What's first up on the docket is I got 2 big hose clamps. I'm going to go down to the basement and clamp off that pipe so it's not dripping into the basement. And then after I keep the water out of the basement, oh, it has a hose clamp on it. Jeez. This isn't really the right size cap, but it'll work. There we go, that's tight on there now. And yeah, it's leaking out of the pipe. So I don't have a cap for that one, so what I think I'm going to do is get a piece of foam and shove the piece of foam in there and just tuck tape it really well. Yeah, need a bigger vacuum cleaner, but this one's working good. Later on, when I win the lottery, I will have the biggest vacuum cleaner ever. And the water is starting to dry up already. That's cool. So I got most of the water cleaned up. I got the back door open and a couple windows open, and there's a nice breeze coming through. So it should dry up pretty quick. The bad thing about when you get the floor wet, like I don't know if you can see, well, it kind of went back to normal, but when the floor gets wet, it expands. So you either get a hump or you get a divot in there. Even though I left the gaps, you still, like, say if there's just this area, say if it's like fastened here and fastened here, and you're getting dripping water in the center of the sheet, you'll get a hump or you get a divot somewhere. So it's not good to get it wet too often, because it may stay like that. You know, it'll deform when it's wet, and then you'll get that hump in the floor, or you get the dent in the floor. So it's never good to get it wet. Try to get it wet as least often as possible. But every house that's built, unless it goes up really quick and get a break in the weather and you're not in Arizona, it's gonna get rained on a couple times. So don't freak out if your new house is getting rained on. This one probably probably got rained on like 10 times throughout construction. And not counting the times where it rained after I got the roofing fabric on there. So, and everything's still nice and flat, nice and straight, but I don't want to get it any more wet, that's for sure. So yeah, it's never good to get it wet, but it can handle a little bit of moisture. And if it does get wet, try to get the moisture off as soon as possible. Even before I had the roof on, so I did the floor, framed the walls, and then it was raining. I tried covering everything with plastic, but that was just a headache. You know, it ended up, all the water went through the plastic anyway. It's pretty hard to keep that much water from going somewhere. So yeah, and in the end I just squeegeed everything off, vacuumed it off, and tried to dry it off as quick as possible. And yeah, wood's more durable than you think. If it gets wet though, try to get it dried off as soon as possible. You don't want it to stay wet, because when it stays wet, then you can start getting rot issues and stuff. So try to get it, so try not to let it get rained on, but if it does, don't freak out. Just get the water off as quick as possible, and then get it dry. Don't leave it wet. So I got one side repaired. Oh, it goes on a lot easier when it's pressured up. So I'll wrap this with electrical tape so it doesn't scrape anything when I go, like shingles or something, when I go on the roof or a door edge. You know, anytime you have a metal piece on a hose, make sure you tape it up. Like, so if it rubs on the corner, or you yank it and it rubs on the door, you don't want it to take a big chunk off of a finished surface. Okay, I'm going to continue with this entry wall here. I marked them 12 on center, so I got my center mark and I went 3/4 over and then put my X on the side of the stud that's going to go, and then just squared it. And then that's a good way you can eye up the edge of the stud. You just get it on there, and you know when you're square or not. So I'll do those. I'll install those like that. And I put them on 12 on center because this is a pretty high wall. So give it a little bit extra support. And then I'll put about mid-height, I'll put cross bracing in there. So doesn't need it for anything else other than to hold the studs straight and hold everything nice and straight together. So then when I go to drywall it, I don't have to you know, check everything for level. It's already should be holding itself together. And the corners, so I'm framing it for my outside corners. The inside, when it comes time to do drywall, I'll have to put some kind of backing in the corner. And then, yeah, probably some angle, some 2x2 angle. On the outside here, I'm going to leave a 3/4 inch gap. And then when I get my vapor barrier through and the drywall through, then I can just throw a couple nails into the stud. And then that's how that one will tie in. On this side here, I'll probably double up the stud on the end, or maybe triple up the stud, we'll see. I'm going to go underneath and I'll screw up into that bottom plate with some wood screws just to fasten that down, because these beams on the OSB or the LVLs on either side here, that's just a 1 inch thick. So there's not really a whole lot of meat to nail into. Nailing probably isn't the best into the top of one of those. Screwing is a lot better. So it'll support it vertically, but I want to support it laterally. So I'm going to go and I'll screw this bottom plate into the plywood. I could screw it from the top, but it's better to screw it from the bottom. It's not better if for removing it later on, but it's best for holding it in place to screw up from the bottom anyway. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. Throw my studs in. I already got the angle figured, so all these studs will be going down at an angle. So I already cut the first one at the angle. I grabbed a little block. Where's my little block? My little block with the angle on it. Is it this one? No, not that one. Ah, there we go. So I already cut a block with a 15-degree angle. So I used that just to gauge if my angle was correct, and it was. So all of these I measured to the tall side and cut in my 15-degree angle on the top, and then just put them in. So every 16 I'll have to take a measurement for these and then cut them. And I'll probably raise my scaffolding up maybe to here, so I can get on top of that top plate and nail down into the stud. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, I just keep going. So I'll finish off the center area and then finish off the bathroom wall, put the dividing wall in there, and then I'll start on the bedrooms. Not a whole lot of framing. It's taking longer than I thought, but I should be able to get most of it framed up today. Almost dropped it. So now that I got all my marks made, I'm going to go ahead and measure them. I'll measure them all, mark them all, go down, cut them all, stand them all at once, and then come up back on the baker scaffold and nail them in on the top, and then go ahead and nail them in on the bottom. So I'm getting ready to put down the bottom plate and start putting the top plate here for the bathrooms. And so here I'll show you the configuration of the, so that's the configuration of the small bathroom for the master bedroom. So it'll sit like that. So this one is 6 by 6, and I was trying to figure out if it's gonna work because my width here is 5 feet. 5 feet, and then you can put a tub sideways. It's the standard measurement for a tub, 5 feet wide. So I'm looking here, and in the picture I got, so just like that, I got the toilet and I got the shower beside it. So there's the toilet and the shower beside it. And the minimum measurement you need for a toilet, so the width you need is required span, so 30 inches, that's like tight to the toilet. Recommended span 40 inches. I marked out 31 inches. That brings me to right here. And then I got, where's my tape measure? So 31 inches for the toilet, so that's the width, 31 inches wide. And that gives me about 29 inches for a shower base. So, you know, 29 inches, that's not too bad. But I think because this is gonna be the shower used by me and my wife more often than the bathtub shower in the main bath, and I want it to be usable. So I'm gonna move I don't want to have some kind of skinny little shower in here. I suppose could shower like this, you know, facing the wall. But it'd be good if this bathroom isn't so small that you can't turn around in it, you know. So I'd rather have a shower in the corner that you can stand in, you know, both ways and turn around. I was looking at Home Depot, and they have shower bases 32 by 32. And I think that's a good size. You know, that's a comfortable shower size. You don't have to worry about knocking the shampoo bottle over and stuff in that. And with that size, you can bend down and pick stuff up. With a skinny little shower, it might be hard to do that. So in order to get the bigger shower in there, I'm gonna move this wall over 3 inches. And then this bathroom will get bigger, also 3 inches. And I think that'll work pretty good. Well, I'm working on, I got carried away making sure the layout was going to work everywhere. I didn't put the blocking in and start the top of the wall or anything yet. So I got the demising wall between the master bedroom and the guest bedroom. And I'm thinking in here, this one will have a queen size bed. So dimensions of a queen size bed are, where's my phone? So dimensions of a queen size bed are 60 inches by 80 inches. And a king size is 76 by 80. So I was looking at my stub out for the door frame here. So door frame is 1 inch wide, and you need like 2 inches for the trim around the door frame. So if you go 2.5 minus an inch, that'll give you where your door frame, the minimum distance you can put your door frame at, and that's right there. So I'm probably gonna cut that off right there. Well, you want a little bit of a reveal on your trim, so maybe I'll add a 1/4 inch to that. So I'll add a 1/4 inch to that, and then I'll move my door frame over a bit. And what that'll do is it'll give me more room beside the bed here. So if the bed is going long ways this way, so if our bed is going to be 60 inches, so if we put a queen size bed here at 60 inches, we have 78 there, so 60 inches minus 78 roughly, so say 77 roughly with drywall. We have 17 inches to walk by the bed on this side, and that's pretty small. That's pretty small. So 17 inches. So if I move the door frame over, how much I got here? Move it over 2.5 inches. I'll have roughly 17.5 plus 2.5 is 20 inches. So 20 inches works. So 20 inches is a lot better than 17.5 inches. And also if I wanted to turn the bed the other way, 76 inches. So if it's running this way and the bed is right tight to the wall, it can be this way also. So and it'll give a little bit extra room at the head of the bed. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna move the door frame over as tight as it can go, and then I can have the bed running this way, or can have the bed running that way, and still have some space to walk around there. And so if it's running this way, and this is a kid's room, then he has more room to play in here. So I'll make it multifunctional by moving that door over a little bit. So that's pretty much it for tonight. Yeah, I wish I would have got more done, but figuring stuff out as you go takes a little bit longer. And yeah, I started late too, so I'm gonna try to get out here earlier tomorrow and finish it up, and then get to start on the basement framing. There's actually more framing in the basement than there is upstairs, roughly. Maybe about probably about the same amount, but with the stairs it's more. So yeah, more. So anyway, yeah, that's it for tonight. Wife was calling. I'll just screw a couple boards down where they gotta go, and I'll move the door frame over, or the door opening over, and then that's it for tonight. Okay, have a good one.